It's NBA time now on the SportsMax Zone. Former Rookie of the Year Timichius Ja Morant is currently playing on a different level. The talks of Morant being named an All-Star is gaining momentum with each game played by the Memphis Grizzlies. And that continued Tuesday night. The guard, who is listed at 6 feet 3 inches, showed zero fear going at the Cavaliers' big men and ended the night with 26 points, 5 rebounds and 6 assists. As the Southwest leading Grizzlies got the better of the Cavs, 110-106, handing them their 6th straight victory. Here are the highlights.
Darius Garland and the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. Jared Allen to Garland for 3, putting the Cavs up 23-18 early on. Then on the other end, Ja Morant spinning, hanging, getting the layup to go, plus the foul. He'd make that free throw and cut their deficit to 2. The Cavs leading the way 25-23. Then Evan Mobley in the second getting blocked here. But Garland would get it back and on the floor would find Mobley, who'd throw it down. Garland yet again, this time with the no-look to Allen for the layup. He had 22 points and 12 rebounds. That would put the Cavs up 41-34. But Morant to Jaren Jackson Jr., who would find the deep 3 on the other end. Then Ja for a couple of his own. The Grizz would lead the way 57-55 at the half. But Garland wouldn't go away in the third. 27 points and 10 assists in the game. There's 3 of them. Jackson, this time driving for 2 of his 22. More Ja, this time with a floater, putting the Grizz up 100-95. But again, the Cavs not finished. Allen inside. Then Garland to Mobley. We'd get the hook shot to go and the tie here. He had 17 points and 8 rebounds, and that would tie things up at 104 apiece. Then with the game tied and less than a minute to go, Morant would take over. Look at the hang time. Not only the layup, but the lead. Then the Cavs with the ball and down 2. Ja would get it done defensively, the steal, and headed the other way, the finish for 2 of his 26 points in the game. He also grabbed 5 rebounds and dished 6 assists as the Grizzlies win a season-high 6th game in a row, 110-106.
Yeah, and daring and stout-hearted Morant spoke with reporters following his dominant performance.
Nobody, dog. I don't care if you 7'7" or whatever. I'm coming straight at you. And obviously, they have 7-footers, across the board, that in their front court, and that's big time for them. Defending the paint, being able, to affect shots and rebound. But my mindset didn't change. I got a good floater game that I started using early, and if they was up too high, I was just taking it to the rack and using my body, to shield off the big, so finish the layup. I was just trying to win basketball games, and me winning, obviously give me a lot of recognition, to be back here next month. Just thankful for my teammates, my coaches, for putting me in the best position possible to, play at a very high level, and I just got to continue to, play my game, man, and let the rest do it for itself, honestly.
Yeah, 6 feet 3 inches, tall, but not tall in the NBA. But he shows no fear, Leighton. And your thoughts on his attitude on court?
I love it. I mean, I'm not a Grizzlies fan, but I like this kid. I mean, he came into the league, 2019, 18 points a game, then 19 points last year, Rookie of the Year last year. And, of course, this season he's exploded, averaging 25 points a game and playing like a veteran. Because one of the things, this is part DNA and part ice in his veins, because, as you know, both his mom and dad played basketball at collegiate level. And he is coming to the NBA with that kind of confidence. And as each season passes, you can see his confidence growing. And that's what you're seeing, this fearlessness, this composure under high-pressure situations. I just remember the game the other day where he had to play against the Phoenix Suns. And Booker hit a shot three-pointer with, I think, like 2 seconds left. Yeah. And he was the go-to guy. And he just drove to the basket, passed a couple of defenders, and for an easy layup to win the game for the Grizzlies. This kid is a real deal. And I think that confidence is what you're hearing from him as well.
Yeah, so at 22 years old, you would think then that he is showing a level of maturity that belies his age.
Absolutely. And because, you're coming in and you get your feet wet in the NBA. NBA is a physical league, and it's probably the highest level of basketball in the world. For him to come in and to continue to improve season after season after season, almost linear, which is almost unheard of in many instances, just shows the quality of the player.
Yeah, and we spoke about his height at 6'3", which is, short compared to most of the other players. But physically, he's a fairly thin guy. He doesn't carry a lot of body, so it makes what he does on the court even that more impressive because of his skill set. He's able to match up with big guys in a way that many his size won't.
Yeah, because what he lacks in height, he makes up for in game awareness, speed, just the ability to take players on. And you've seen it night after night after night. He does not fear who you are. He doesn't care what league you're playing, what team you're playing on. He believes in himself to the level where he thinks he can win any game for the Grizzlies. And it's paying off because, as much as the Grizzlies are not seen as a contender, you've got to get the feeling that eventually if they build around him in the next couple of years, they will be a contender because he's that kind of player. Yeah,
well, you just mentioned Devin Booker, Leighton, over in New Orleans. Booker and Chris Paul led the league's current number 2 team, Phoenix Suns, to a 123-110 victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. Booker dropping 33 points, while the veteran Paul had 11 points to go with 15 assists.
Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns in New Orleans to take on the Pelicans. Jalen Smith to Booker on the cut for the jumper. In the first, he had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists in the first quarter alone. There he is with a floater off the glass. Then, on the other end, Jonas Valanciunas following his own miss for the tip-in. He had 25 and 16. Book this time for the long 2 at the end of the half. He finished with 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists as the Suns would lead the way by 10 at halftime. Herb Jones driving in for the spin and the tough dunk as well. That would cut into their deficit, but the Suns would still lead the way. Then CP3 driving in for the fadeaway. He had 11 points and 15 assists in the game. Brandon Ingram driving, getting the lefty scoop to go. Then the Pels with the offensive rebound. JV to Devontae Graham for 3. He had 28 points and was 6 of 12 from beyond the arc. Later in the fourth, Bismack Biyombo to Book for 3 more. Then Chris Paul to Mikal Bridges for 3. This was part of a 22-11 run by the Suns to close out the game. Bridges had 23 points as the Suns win at 123-110.
Yeah, 29-8 at the moment. The Phoenix Suns, only the Golden State Warriors better than them at the moment in the league. They did so last night with without some of their key players, including the Bahamian DeAndre Ayton and Jay Crowder and others. And they were good enough to still get a victory and continue Leighton to look like one of the top teams in the league, certainly in the regular season.
Yeah, I think they're contenders to get back to the final again this year. With a year experience behind them, I think probably they could go all the way this year. The thing is, you cannot hard to see them get there over the Golden State Warriors with Klay Thompson's come back. Yeah. The Warriors are playing really good ball this year, and I think once Klay Thompson comes back, and of course the Splash Brothers get back together, it could be chaos for the rest of the NBA because we know how good Golden State can be. Yeah. But this Phoenix team is really dangerous, and I think with players like Booker playing, I mean his points per game is down this season a little bit, but I think the core of the team is strong enough to get them back to certainly to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, certainly in the middle part of the last decade, a lot of people were a little disillusioned by the one-sidedness of the NBA with the Golden State Warriors super team, just looking invincible. Before that, the Cavs had looked, pretty dominant. This 21-22 season, though, looks pretty open. I don't think there are many people right now who are confidently betting about who will be champions. Who do you like?
Wow,
That tells the story.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because in the West, certainly Golden State and Phoenix are the teams. In the East, who do you pick in the East? New Jersey looks good. I mean, but they're up and down. Brooklyn. Sorry, I said New Jersey Nets. Yeah. Brooklyn Nets.
It's the age.
I know. Of course, the Milwaukee Bucks are struggling, defending champions. So you're not. The East is a little bit more cluttered, I think. A little bit less. It's not as clear in the East as it is in the West.
Yeah.
Who are the
But you said the Bucks are struggling. They're, I think, 6th or 7th in the league at the moment.
And defending champions.
Yeah, but that's where they were in the regular season last year.
Yeah.
They finished either 6th or 7th in the regular season and went on to win. So I wouldn't read too much into where they're at the moment if they can get things together in the playoffs.
Well, let's see, because, what, as you rightly said, a lot of teams right now are knocking on the door, so it could be anybody.
Yeah, but so we're not getting you sticking your neck out.
No, not right now. My Lakers are struggling. They're terrible because they've assembled a team of geriatrics and it's not working out.
All right, let's wrap the segment by going through the results from Tuesday night's NBA fixtures. The Raptors 129-104 over the Spurs. We saw the Grizzlies over the Cavs and the Suns over the Pelicans. The Lakers won 22-114 over the Sacramento Kings, who got 26 points from Bahamian Buddy Hield. And the Pacers were beaten by the Knicks 104-94. Break time when we come back, our second set of zone updates, and then into the last half an hour of the show.